Well, in Mexico, at least 39 people have been killed after a fire swept through a migration detention center. The incident happened in the northern city of Ciudad Juarez, near the border with the United States. About 70 people are believed to have been inside. 28 of those killed were Guatemalan nationals. Mexico's president says the blaze broke out when migrants and asylum seekers set fire to mattresses after finding out they would be deported. Some family members are waiting for information about their loved ones.
They forget we're human. We have feelings, but we're treated like dogs. We're not told about anything. Our relatives could die and we'd never hear about it.
Manuel Rapalo is live for us in Mexico City. What's the latest that we're hearing about this, Manuel?
We'll start with what we know. We can confirm that at least 39 people have died following that blaze at a migrant detention center in the city of Ciudad Juarez, right on the Mexico-U.S. border, just across from the U.S. City of El Paso, Texas. 29 people who were injured following that blaze were taken to area medical centers in Ciudad Juarez. That's what we know. There are still plenty of unanswered questions as to what were the circumstances exactly that led to these men at this detention center being unable to get free, being unable to escape before that fire ultimately claimed their lives. Now, we have also heard confirmation from immigration officials in Guatemala that at least 28 of the 39 who were killed are Guatemalan citizens. Again, to those unanswered questions, the circumstances that led to essentially what was a fire trap for these migrants. We did hear from Mexican President Andrés Manuel López Obrador early on Tuesday during his daily morning press conference, where he says that he believes that the fire may have been started by the migrants themselves, who he says may have lit mattresses on fire following a protest after they had learned that they potentially would be deported. But again, this is still something that we're trying to get more information on, so hopefully we'll have those details within the next broadcast.
Manuel, I understand that Ciudad Juarez is just one of several centers like that along the border between Mexico and the U.S. What are conditions like there?
Right, so as you mentioned, this is not the only city where we're seeing overcrowded conditions at migrant shelters that's sort of pushing migrants into taking these desperate situations to either rush the border or to hold protests. We should mention that riots are not that uncommon. We've seen riots at migrant detention centers take place before. Just last year, there was one in the city of Tijuana across from the U.S. state of California. There was a riot at a migrant detention center in the city of Tapachula along Mexico's border with Guatemala. Nothing anywhere near as dramatic as what we're seeing in terms of images out of Ciudad Juarez. We should make note, however, that Ciudad Juarez is sort of taking the brunt of these sort of migrant populations that we're seeing. And a lot of that has to do with implementation of an app by U.S. Customs and Border officials, an app called CBP-1 that migrants have reportedly said is slow, is faulty, that's migrant experts have said that is, if anything, leading to a bottleneck effect of migrants who are creating these overcrowded conditions in cities like Ciudad Juarez. But again, this is certainly one of the deadliest incidents involving a migrant detention center in recent memory, and highlights one of the many dangers that migrants face during this dangerous journey across Mexico, ultimately leading them to the U.S. southern border.
Bringing us up to date from Mexico City, that's Manuel Rapalo. Manuel, thank you very much indeed.